Good morning, guys. Thank you, everyone, for coming. I'm going to read the obituary. My name is Brianna Dial. I was Hero's niece. Deochand Harry Singh of 320 South 7th Street, Olean, New York, passed away Wednesday, January 13th, 2021 at Olean General Hospital. Born October 28, 1966, in Quarantine, Berbice, Guyana, South America, he was the son of Devram and Kausil Ramcharan Singh. On November 23, 1994, he married Jasmati Raghubir, who survives. Deochand worked as an electronics manufacturer for the former AMC in Olean. He was a humble man, and even though they weren't well off, he always tried to give his family everything they wanted. Deochand was kind-hearted and always handled his kids with care and love and did his best to protect them. He never asked for anything but wanted to make sure the kids were safe. He wanted the best for them and to be happy. They will be forever grateful and thankful to him as a father. In addition to his wife, he is survived by his sons, Yuvraj Nicholas Singh, Govinda Kishan Singh, Devin Andrew Singh, and Terry Singh, a sister, Rajkumari Mathos, a brother, Permal Lal Singh, and several nieces and nephews. Friends will be received from 10 to 11 a.m. Thank you, guys. Pastor Fraser, if you'd like to come up and say a word now.
We are here today, this morning, to actually celebrate Harry's life. Every one of us here have been touched in some way by his life. Maybe you didn't know Harry personally, but maybe you knew one of the sons, maybe you knew Jasso, maybe you knew another relative of his. But in some way, Harry has touched our lives, and we're here today to celebrate his life. I hope today that there'll be some laughter, remembering some of the things that maybe he said or did. There'll be tears of sadness. But we need to understand we're here to celebrate a life, not just his passing, but the years that he had to be able to touch every single one of us. I had the privilege for the past couple years to know Harry, to sit in his and Jasso's home and talk with him and that. I've known actually Terry and Andrew a lot longer, but through Terry and Andrew, I understood that there was a gentleness in that home that just by knowing the boys, because of their mannerism, and that, well, Terry will have to excuse him for that, but I've got to know Harry and Jasso many years before I even met them. And I'll say this, that and while meeting them personally and sitting in their home, I can understand where that come from. And it has been my privilege to understand and to become to know Harry and Jasso and the other boys. But may we take something with us that Harry has left in our lives somewhere along the line. I think it would be good if there was something that maybe Harry did or that you heard him say, that if you just wrote that down on a note and give it to Jasso today. Something how he, we don't think of it in great inspiration, but sometimes somebody touches our life in such a way that there's some things in their mannerism or that we just don't forget. And we carry it. I think that'll bring some joy if you could just write that down and put it on a little note. Said, you may not know this, but Harry said this one time to me, and it really encouraged me or helped me along the way. And I think if we remember him that way. And may I also say that this is a doorway in which we shall all pass. And one day we will all stand before our Maker and have to give an account of what we have done in the flesh. Let us be aware of that. May we ever be minded of that fact that we all shall pass through this doorway also. And again, Jasso and the boys would thank you very much for being here and appreciate all that you've done to make this day memorable in the fact that you were here with your presence and your kind words of comfort.
Devotees, family and friends of the bereaved, I would like to first introduce myself. My name is Pandit Deochand, and I am from the Bronx. My father was the family priest for many of Auntie Jasso's family, and my dad passed away 2 years ago. And being that I was the eldest son at the time, I inherited all of the responsibilities of my dad. And that is why I'm here today, because, as you know, he was of Hindu faith. And today, we believe that when someone is born under the Hindu faith, they leave with Hindu prayers. And the prayers is in Sanskrit, but I will explain it to you all in a way that we can understand that it is something that we all, as our previous speaker has beautifully said, we will all pass through it one day. Jim Reeves said in his song, "This world is not my home. I am only passing through it." And I think if we analyze that, we can understand that life is something that we must appreciate. From young to old, we all will die one day. Not to sound too harsh, but that is the reality. We all prepare for everything. We prepare for retirement, we prepare for the weekends, we may even prepare for a vacation. But the one thing that we do not prepare for is death. And Bhagwan Krishna, God Krishna, in the Bhagavad Gita, he explains to us in very practical terms that if we have to die, why don't we prepare for that? And the reason and the answer is very, very simple. It's because we are too attached to life. And when we analyze that, devotees, we can understand very simple that live you may, but die you must. Today I will be with you for about 45 minutes. I will be performing the ritual with the sons, the 4 boys, alongside with the mother. This ritual is done in Sanskrit, so the language you will hear is not English. It may sound a little different in the beginning, but I will try my best to explain to you what we are doing. The boys will be facing the south, because we believe that the south is where the departed are. And as we perform this ritual, I don't know if anyone else in the audience would like to contribute, while we set up, because it may take a little time. But before I begin, I would like to offer a prayer for all of you who have come here from far and near to be with this family, to support them. When we lose someone, it is like a bead from the garland is broken, like this garland that I wear, the mala. If I pluck one of the beads out, immediately the whole mala is scattered. And there's a way to mend that. It's if you find the 2 ends and you join them back together. And today, this is why all these people are here, because he was so important. He was important in their lives, and the memories that he has shared with them will last forever. And that is why, devotees, I always tell my congregation in the Bronx at the Vishnu Mandir, we should treat every moment of life like it is our last moment. Every interaction you make with someone, you should treat that as if though that is the last one. Because a day will come when that interaction will be your last interaction, or it will be that person's interaction with you. And you will remember that. We must take the time to appreciate life and understand that life is not permanent. It's temporary. Just like how this family, this dear mother, she missed her husband, I'm sure. Children, youngest one being 13 years old, you know, that's very difficult. So we must understand that life is something that we must appreciate. It says if you have something to do tomorrow, do it today. And if you have something to do today, do it now, because life is not guaranteed. Om Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva. In Sanskrit it says, O God, Tvameva Mata, you are our mother. Tvameva Pita, you are father. Tvameva Bandhu Chasaka Tvameva, you are our friends and family. Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, O God, you are our memory, you are our thoughts, your actions. Tvameva Sarvang, Sarvang means all. Mama Deva Deva, O God, you are everything. And we pray to you that may you take the place of all the people who have left us and allow us to understand that life is a beautiful thing. Hari Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om, Ram Nam Satya Hai. So devotees, we're going to set up for the ritual, and I think if you all would like to continue what you're doing, you can with any audience member, but we're going to set up here and do the puja with the family, okay? Can we move this one? Maybe it should be less. You have the white sheet. The white sheet.
Yes, yes. Are you want to tell you?
Look, Tara, you can sit, face this way. Swing it. Move up your more so if anybody want to do. Move up.
Nini, you want me to help you? Rafi is here. He uses things.
Forward on this one. No, this is true. They don't know it. Flowers.
Where's the flowers? Oh, right here.
So today what we're doing, in Hinduism, we have rituals, you know? So in India, the body would be in front of us like this, and we would put these things on the body itself. But in America, there's rules against that, where we cannot be in front of the body for a certain amount of time. There has to be distance. And especially because of COVID, we have to have a little space, you know? So what we do in here is we're pretending now the body is here. And these things that we're going to place on the leaves is going to be taken from here and we're going to put it on the body. Because your father's body is going to the fire as an offering now. His body, in a few hours, you will never see the body again. That body who you have known your whole life, you won't see that body anymore because the body will be reduced to ashes. So before the body enters the fire, we are praying to God that may his body be accepted, may any sins he may have occurred in his life, may they be forgiven, and may he go to God as a pure soul. Because now that the body is going to be decomposed of, his soul becomes free. And all of us here have a soul. Because if you pinch your dad now, or you hold his hand, or you try to wake him up, he will not move. Because the soul and the body has now detached itself. Alright? So you take flowers, all of you, and we're going to pray that may God bless the four of you. May God bless your mother and all of the family related to your dad. To know that he will not be there anymore will be very difficult for you starting tomorrow. Because now you are in this surreal feeling where you feel as if though you're dreaming. And I can tell you firsthand, because when my dad died, the next day I called his phone thinking he would pick up the phone, but he did not. So today we pray to God and we beg Bhagwan Shri Krishna that may he bless this family, but most importantly, may he elevate the soul into the realm of God. As we pray, you take that flower in your hand. The flower is the most simplest form in your heart, that may your father go with God and may he shower his blessings and the good choices, happiness upon all of you. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namah Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah. In this bhajan, it says, "O God, you are everywhere. And we pray to you to help us, especially in the times of need. When we are happy, O God, we may forget you. But we must understand that you are not only in the form of the photos or the murti or the idol, but you are also in the form of your own people." Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyo ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare. Lord Krishna is here, Lord Krishna is there. Let us chant the name of Sri Krishna, for the Lord is everywhere. Jai Krishna Hare, Sri Krishna Hare, Dukhiyo ko dukh dur kare. Jai 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 Krishna Hare, Jai 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 Krishna Hare, Jai 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 Krishna Hare. And we begin today, all four of you. We want to wash hands for purity. Om Hastan Prakshalanam Samaripyami Sri Govindaya Namah. And you have a napkin. This one. Okay, next, you're going to take your right hand over the left hand like this. Right, so like this, all four of you. And this is clean water, you just pour it, right? And when you hear the word swaha, you're going to drink the water. This is holy water, so we're going to purify the body before we begin your ceremony, okay? So hold it in your hand, right hand. Om, when you hear swaha, okay? Om amrito pastaranamasis, right hand. Right, okay. Swaha. Two more times. The first one means all past sins, may it be removed. Second is present. Om amrito pidanamasi swaha. Last one means any future sins that we may have commit, may it be removed. Om satyam yashah srimai srayatam swaha. Getting wash hands again. Om hastan prakshalanam samarityami. Wash. Shri Govindaya Namah. Okay. Now you take water in your left hand. You can put your hands first. Left hand. We ask this purity of water, which we look as a deity, Ma Ganga, to bless the body of the four of you. Because today we are praying for your dad body, who is no longer having life. But we pray that your body that has life may be very healthy. Right? So you take your right hand, second to last finger. This is the weakest finger of your hand. We pray to God that this finger, just like us, whatever weakness you may have in the body, may be removed. Alright? So you'll touch the water now. And you touch the mouth for speaking power. Om Angmeyasayastu, the nose for inhalation. Om Nasurame Pranu Astu, the eyes so we can see. Aksharame Chakshudastu, the ears so we could hear. Kanirame Strotramastu, the shoulders so we could have strength. Bahurame Balamastu, the knees for we have walking power. Urvome Oju Astu, the head for positive thinking. Shirasinama, now the organs, the neck. Kante, heart. Hridayam, stomach. Nabhyam, and now the entire body. Arishtani me angani tanushtanva me sahasantu. So today you clasp hands, all four of you. The first thing that your dad gave you in your life, can you tell me what it is? Life. What was the next thing he gave you? Your name. Right? Mom and dad gave you a name. So anytime somebody calls your name, you must remember that is a gift that your mom and dad gave to you. And the very beautiful bhajan says, a father says to his children, today you are born, I don't know what to call you. I'll call you the sun if I could. I'll call you the moon. The dad said, but I know one thing for sure, when I leave this world and I die, my name will shine in each of you. And that's why from today, whatever you do, it will be a reflection of your dad. And your mom, who is there, she needs your support. She needs you all to love her and be there for her, because she has lost her life partner, and it will be very devastating for her. So this very beautiful bhajan says, when our parents are alive, we must do our best for them, because when the day comes that they leave us, we will not be able to do anything anymore for them. Tujhe suraj kaho ya chanda, tujhe deepak ho ya tara, mera naam karega roshan, jag mein mera raj tumhara. Tujhe suraj kaho ya chanda, tujhe deepak ho ya tara, mera naam karega roshan, jag mein mera touch your brother, shoulder. Good. And you do the same thing. Touch your shoulder. Good. And this way, all four of you are doing it. Okay. So you'll do now. You take one finger, and the way you give it is very important, right? So you take it and you turn the hand. This. And you put all six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Go ahead. Om Anadideva Nidhano Shanka Chakra Gadadhara Akshay Pundari Kaksham Preta Moksha Pradhu Bhava. Om Anadideva Nidhano Shanka Chakra Gadadhara Akshay Pundari Kaksham Preta Moksha Pradhu Bhava. One, you're going to throw water upon it. When you say your dad's name, Om Amupritasya Mriti Stane Anjanam Jalam Mayadityani Tavo Tishtatam. Each one. You can say his name loud, it's fine. Amupritasya Dwara Desha Panditam Anjalam Jalam Mayadityani Tavo Tishtatam. Om Amupritasya Mriti Stane Eshate Pindo Mayadityani Tavo Tishtatam. The first pinda is for the head, the second two is for the shoulders, the fourth is for the abdomen area, 5 and 6 is for the feet. So now on those pinda you're going to place these offering here. So hold this. Right. First you take the grains and you put them in each one. Yang Brahma Varurindra Rudra Marutasturmanti Divyaistavai Vedai Sangha Parakamo Kanishadai Gayantiyam Samaga Dhyana Vastirgatena Manasa Pashyantiyam Yogino Yasyanta Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namah. Om Amupritasya Dwaradesha Panditam Esha Pindo Mayadatyani Tavo Tishtatam. Om Amupritasya Chatvare Klechadam Esha Te Pindo Mayadatyani Tavo Tishtatam. And finish. And here, everything. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Sri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. Vitumatu Swami Sakha Hamari. Vitumatu Swami Sakha Radhe Krishna, यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दनात् मृत्युर्मुक्षि yamamritat. And to everyone in the audience, I would like to explain to you what we are doing. We are preparing 6 offerings that will be placed upon the body. And the reason why we do that is because we want the body to go to the fire, because we look at the fire as a god. We want the body to go back to God in a very pure manner. And as we pray to God today, we beg that may this coil, material coil that was used for 54 years by the soul of your father, may it go back to Bhagwan Sri Krishna, to God, with no kinds of attachment. And today, as the sons perform this Pinda Danam, we beg God for his blessing, each one. Shantakaram bhujagashainam Padmanabham suresham Vishwadharam Gaganasadrisham Meghavarnam Subhangam Lakshmi Kantam Kamalanainam Yogi Viridhyana Gamyam Bande Vishnu Bhavai Haram Sarvalokai Kanartanam Sarvalokai Kanartanam Om Anadi Deva Nidhano Shanka Chakra Gadadhara Akshay Pundari Kaksham Preta Moksha Pradhurava Pretasya Nam Deochand Hari Singh Bhyo Namaha. Take a match and you like this. Okay, we have about 20 minutes more of this, devotees, so you all can bear with me as I perform this for their family. So hold this in your hand. Turn the light. Your RT, each one. Perfect. Each one RT. Om Amukritasya Mriti Stane Dupam Deepam Cha Maidatyani Tavotishtatam Amukritasya Dwaradesha Panditam Dupam Deepam Cha Maidatyani Tavotishtatam Amukritasya Chatvare Klechanam Dupam Deepam Cha Maidatyani Tavotishtatam Amukritasya Vishantu Bhutanam Dupam Deepam Cha Maidatyani Tavotishtatam Amukritasya Chitaya Daha Sadhikanam Dupam Deepam Cha Maidatyani Tavotishtatam. Amukritasya Ashti Sache Stane Dupam Deepam Cha Maidatyani Tavotishtatam. Take flowers, each of you take one. Pray again to Bhagwan. They say the soul is one of the most powerful things that God has created. And we sometimes feel like the body is all powerful, but the soul is even more powerful because it can travel without legs. It can go places without a physical form. Pinjare ke panchi re tera dardan jaane tera dardan jaane ke panchi re tera dardan jaane And then the four of you and your mom will go to the casket, and we're going to place all of these things, and we have special prayers to your dad, for your dad, as we bid him farewell today. Om Agni Nile Purohitam, like that. Yagyasya Devamrita Vijam, Bhutaran Ratnadhatmanam. Om Shri Agni Devata Bhyo Namah. Achmanyam Punachmanyam Sri Sudha Achmanyam. Take ghee. When you hear Swaha, take a little bit and you put it in the fire. Om Yamaye Namah Swaha. You are going to say the word, right? Swadha. Om Mitrave Namah Swadha. Om Dharmarajaye Namah Swadha. Om Antakalaye Namah Swadha. Om Bhaivashtaye Namah Swadha. Om Budharaye Namah Swadha. And when you hear Swadha, you throw a little bit into the fire. You say your father's name. Om Pitribhyo Namah Swadha. Again, Pitribhyo Namah Swadha. Pitribhyo Namah Swadha. You throw some Agrina. Both of you throw some Agrina. Om Agni Kavya Vahanaya Swadha. Inside. Om Swadha Pitribhya Swadha. Om Mitrave Namah Swadha. Antakalaye Namah Swadha. Om Chitraya Swadha. Om Chitraguptaya Swadha. Om Aditya Swarupaya Swadha. Parameshtine Swadha. Vikrodharaya Swadha. Make three sets. And you put one set in each of the leaf. Om Purnamada Purnamidham Purnata Purnamudhachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya. Divide it and put the Samagri in the leaf. Put the Samagri in the leaf. Sarvam Vai Purnagvam. One. Swaha. Second one. Om Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swadha. And the last one. Sarvam Vai Purnagvam Swadha. Achmanyam Punachmanyam Sri Sudha Achmanyam. In India, the body would be lit on the pyre right here. But we cannot do that here. So we improvise and we do it on the floor and then we go to the body. So at this point, we're going to have your mom go up there with the four boys. And we need to take these things. Each one? Yeah. So you can leave the food. Give one to your brother. Give your mom one too. And one more person, whoever is close. Bri, come. Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. And for those of you, Om Namah Shivaya is the name of our God. So we pray to God to bless him. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya. Talk to him, you know your family rights, whatever you would like to say, seek that God to bless him. IT is one of the best way of telling somebody how you care about them. For each of you are human. So everyone, the family is giving their last respect to the father. In India, where I performed these work, we would do what we did on the floor, on the body itself. That's how it was done. And when we lit the fire, we would be lighting the wood, the pyre, you know, to burn the body. But here in America, it's a little different because there's so many rules and restriction for safety reasons, obviously. So the family is saying goodbye to this father and all the different roles that he played as they tell him how much they care and love him. It's a good reminder for all of us to understand that this could be us one day, you know? And it's something that we should always try to remember because we don't know when God will call us back. It doesn't matter if we're rich or poor, if we're a Hindu or a Catholic or a Muslim, if we live in America or we live abroad, if we have a high-paying job or we don't have a job, what kind of car we drive, it does not matter in the eyes of God, because the day will come that we will have to go. And I think that we all must understand that we are all human beings, and we must have this love for each other. If you look at the person next to you, this could be the last time you see that person. And that's why we should appreciate every moment that God has given to us. When this family reached out to me just a couple of days ago, the first thing I said was, I'll be there. As much as it was about the 8-hour drive this morning, I left the comfort of my home to be here with them because I want to show them that we are here for them. And I will do it for anyone because this is what my dad has taught me, that we should go the extra mile to help a person in need. And as the family completes their final thoughts to the father, there's a very beautiful story in our religion where the man prayed to God every day. And he had one wish. He wanted God to come to his home and give him a meal. That's what he wanted. So every day he would go to his altar and he would pray to God. He would ask the same thing. God, my wish is that you come to my home. And when he was praying, he heard a voice, but no one was home. And the voice said, I will come to your home tomorrow at noon. And as he heard those words, he thought he was going a little crazy at first, but he realized it was God speaking to him. So the next day, he prepared a very nice meal. He cleaned his home from top to bottom. He wore the best outfit, and he was waiting for the arrival of God. At 12 o'clock, someone rang his doorbell. And when he went to the door, who did he see? A very old man. And the man said, I'm very hungry. Can you please give me something to eat? And what did the devotee say to the man? He said, no, you must go away. God is coming to my home. So the whole day went by, and God did not show up. So he went to his altar, and he was angry. He said, God, you lied to me. You said you would come to my home. What happened? So again he heard the voice, and the voice said, I will come tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So the same thing again the next day. He prepared, and at 12 o'clock he saw a very nice young boy, well dressed. And the boy said, I'm very thirsty. Can you please give me something to drink? And the man said, no, you must leave at once because God is coming. So after he did not see God come to his home, he started to fight and quarrel. And God came as the young boy and the old man in front of him. And he said, I came to your house 2 times, but you chased me away, and therefore you were not able to give me something. And what is the message of the story, devotee? Is that God comes to us in our own people. We all have a heart that beats, right? That heart works every second of the day. And in Hinduism, we believe that God sits in that heart. And when we see each other and we have love for each other, we make God smile. Prabhu mil jayenge. But when we have hatred and we fight, we make God cry. And today, all of you have come together to support this family in their loss. And I want to ask God to bless them, especially the wife who have lost her companion. Normally at this venture we would actually take what we call the sindoor. It's a red vermilion powder that the married ladies would wear. We would take that off because it allows them to have different things in their life. But she has refused to do that, which is fine, because she says that she will always be her husband's wife. And I think that's something that we should really recommend and commend her for. At this point, devotees, we're going to ask the eldest son to come and give his remarks to the crowd, after which we will be saying a final prayer to finish our ritual, and then we will be having a few more moments of viewing, and that will bring us to the end of this cremation service this morning.
I'd like to start off by saying thank you to those who helped us a lot this past week, and to everyone who are here with us or who are watching online. Losing our father is one of the most difficult things my family and I have gone through. As I am standing up here today, I realize how fortunate I was to have him as a father. There are not words to express his influence in my life. It is through his example that I learned to be the person that I am today. My father was a hard-working, strong, loving, and gentle. He loved his family and was deeply devoted to my mother and my 3 siblings. Even though we were a little indigent, our father did his best to provide us with everything that we wanted. He loved to make us happy in any way possible, and always did whatever he can for us. Our father never really asked much for us, except for us to do what makes us happy. He was always supportive with our decisions, and if we did anything or something he did not like, he would calmly express his displeasure instead of holding any resentment. Although my dad may have never said out loud, I knew he was truly proud of each of his children and the way we have all grown up. He showed us strength and love right up until his last day, and I'm very grateful to have him. Thank you again for everyone here, He was our hero. Thank you again.
Thanks, everyone. To lighten up the mood, I'd like to share the story of my 13th birthday when Uncle Hero asked me to dance. He took me by my hand, and not 2 moments later, I was on the floor. He completely dropped me. He was so loving, so kind. Thank you guys so much for being here for us. It means a lot. Anything else? Quiche? If anyone would like to come up and say something. Something respectful.
Very respectful. I've always been that way. Once a teacher, always a teacher. Today, on behalf of Hero, his mother is still alive. On behalf of his family, his sister and brother. On behalf of my family, Dr. Leckband, Ravi, Mark, and myself, Jean. I was a young teacher in Guyana where I know Jasso's parents. And Jasso, as a young girl, I taught them in school. How fortunate I was, and I am, to be in their company. Suki came here. Dr. Hill's family was the second to come. Dr. Leckman came to Olean because of the poor. As a physician, that's his job, to serve humanity. Suki came, followed me, her family, and Buddy, saw Olean, and saw the help for families, especially her own, where she could help her sisters migrate here and have a better life. I'm glad to be part of their life. And I'm glad to have a community of people who could band together in softness and hard times. And we could all light smiles on each other's face, put our differences away, and be respectable always. I'm always there. It is a kind freak in me, because that's what I was taught. And thanks to great parents and communities, as we always say, it takes a community to raise one child. Here Jasso is left with 4. And as always, I've gone to their house, left my husband, who is time and a half Hero's age, and go and sit with them and see him. 5 minutes, 2 minutes. Hero would always say to me, you have to run, your phone rings. And I said, well, I just sneak out a little bit just to see you. And Monday morning I called, and Jasso said he was sick. And I said to her, get him to the hospital. Never did it dawn on me that it would be the last. I said, Jasso, get him to the hospital with an ambulance or whoever. I never thought he wouldn't be coming back to his home. It is hard, but like the pastor said and the pandit said, his life is going through that door. Whenever it's ours, will be the same. Not our material things, but our humility to one another and our kindness to mankind. Today, the famous song is, Aya be Akela, Jaya be Akela. Today his mela on earth is finished. Today the king is going, and Lord Krishna, baby, may the wind be at your back. May your arms give you wings, and may the sun be at your face. And may Lord Krishna receive you, and may you shine above, and so God help us all. Thank you, everybody.
Anybody else? Anyone else?
known the Singh family for many years. We are the Hill family, my wife Charmaine and my daughter Naomi, my two boys AJ and Joshua. We have known the Singh family for at least a decade, more than that, and have become very good friends with them. And on behalf of the Hill family, we express our condolences to the Singh family on the loss of their loved one. But for me and for the Hill family, Harry always was very easygoing. He always had a smile on his face. He never had any bad things to really say about anyone. And I enjoyed his company. My wife enjoyed his company. My kids, we always enjoyed to see him. Just a very pleasant man. And I know that he will be greatly missed by his family and friends. I'll just never forget Harry. Just so easygoing. I think that's why I got along with him so well. Easygoing like me. So, again, my condolences on behalf of the Hill family to the Singh family. May the Lord bless him.
I'd like to give a thanks for whoever is watching online, to the Ragubirs and to Arjun Ragubir, my mother Surge Day, Jasmati, Nalini Ramlal, Baso, and Auntie Indro. Thank you guys all for being there for us through everything, even through the pandemic. It's Uncle Beto, thank you guys. Auntie Karen, thank you everybody who from Uncle Hero's side family that is able to join us today, even through online. It means a lot for you guys to be here. Forget anybody?
I also want to thank his family, his brother and sister who are still alive, and his mother. Thank you guys all again for Dato, Prem, and his mother.
Everybody here too, man.
Everybody here, thank you guys for coming all here and all the support and everything. We really appreciate it all.
Even though it's small, it means a lot to us that you're all here.
Thank you again.
Good. Okay, everyone, if you all could please stand. We're going to say a prayer in Sanskrit, and we're going to ask all of you if you could kindly make your way to the front in a very orderly line, and you can place your flower before we close the casket, and this will be, the concluding part of our ceremony. But before that, the children and the mother, can you please take this and either put this before we go to the commission, but since we can't really do it with all this around him. And take yours. Yeah, take yours. And then when they finish, they cover it with flowers. Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bandhu cha sakha tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva mantrahinam kriyahinam Bhaktihinam Janardanam Yad Pujitam Maya Deva Paripurnam Tadastu Me Om Papoham Papo Karmaham Papo Atma Papa Sambhava Trahimam Pundari Kaksham Sarva Papo Haro Hari Om Deochand. Put all one place. Antarikshadvam Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Rapa Shanti, Oshadhaya Shanti, Vanaspatya Shanti, Vishwadeva Shanti, Brahma Shanti, Sarvagvam Shanti, Shanti Reva, Shanti Sama, Shanti Rehi, Hari Om Shanti. Flowers, huh? Shanti. Shanti. Hari Om. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Everyone can please come, put your flowers. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in conclusion, everyone, there's a beautiful quote that I always end my ceremonies with. We die 2 times in our life. The first time when we close our physical eyes, and the second time, which is the final time, when someone says our name for the very last time. And today, this family will continue to make their father alive. Through everything he has done, I know that they miss him dearly. At 54 years, he has left 4 children and his wife. And it is something for us to wonder, why is it like this? But as they say, devotees, we have come into this world alone, and we will also go alone. So we would like to thank all of you for your support to this family, and I know they will need it throughout the upcoming weeks and months. And we pray to God for myself, my family, and the entire congregation of the Vishnu Mandir in the Bronx. We are with you, and we pray that God can be with you as well, as you can understand and accept that your husband, your father, your brother, your uncle, your friend, your teacher, your co-worker, whatever relationship he shared, we can be rest assured that he is going to a place that is far, far better than where we are today. He's going with God, and he can be with us 24 hours a day now in our heart, and he will always be there with you. Hari Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Thank you, everybody. Come to the end of this ceremony.